Just kill me fast, she said. The Hells Angels lifted her shirt and saw what they'd branded into. Iron Butte, Arizona. 2:19 a.m. The desert doesn't sleep. It waits. It waits for headlights over the dunes, for the door you thought would never open, for the kind of cry that makes men choose who they really are. Beat. A metal can rattles across cracked concrete. A woman staggers out from the shadow under a flickering open sign and whispers to the night, "Just kill me fast." Engines idle. A chain clinks. Someone breathes in sharply. Before we start, tell us where in the world you're watching from. And if stories of courage, brotherhood, and redemption hit your heart, subscribe to Bikers Hype like this video and share it with your friends. It helps us bring you more rides that remind us even the roughest roads can still lead home. Hard cut. Kickstand snaps up. Ambient hum of neon. Desert wind hiss. They called him Blade St. Mercer, Sergeant-at-Arms for the Iron Butte Charter. Leather clean. Eyes ruined by things he wouldn't tell you. He swung a leg off his softail and stared at the girl who didn't look old enough to have run out of hope. Bare feet, black with dust. Jeans torn to threads. Shirt glued to blood. The kind of trembling you feel in the bones before you can see it in the hands. Saint, gentle. Easy. She flinches so hard you want to look away. Lena. Ragged whisper. Don't touch me. Just finish it. The parking lot goes quiet. Even the ice machine forgets its job. Narrator. You don't hear a woman say that unless hell already mailed her home. Saint's palms rose slow, open, empty. A promise in his posture. Saint. Ain't here to hurt you. Her shirt tears. Light finds it, a brand, fresh, blistered. The skin is the color of a storm. Narrator. A jagged R burned into her ribs. Not ink, not carved, burned. Saint's jaw locked like a safe. Saint, quiet. Who did this? One heartbeat of eye contact, long enough for truth to recognize itself. Lena. Barely. The rain. Beat. The word shivers. Narrator. He knows that name. Rain Ranch. The place even cops call off limits because some devils tithe better than any church. Cage tossed a towel. The brothers crowded close to that line good men hate, watching pain and asking what it wants. Saint carried her into the garage, the angel's place for fixing rubber and soles. The towel met water. Steam met air. Her skin met mercy and hissed, "Saint, you got a name?" Lena. Lena dots Saint. "All right, Lena, you're safe now," she laughs. Hollow enough to echo. Lena. "Nobody's safe from them." Murmurs. Leather creaks. Coffee burns at the edge of taste. Narrator. By dawn, the club gathered at the oil-stained table that once held 1,000 bad ideas and a few holy ones. Coffee steamed beside ashtrays full of last night's anger. Saint laying it out. Rain Ranch is running, girls. Lena's proof. We hit it or we ride knowing we looked away. Bull. President, slow chew of a toothpick. You sure you want to light that fire, brother? Those bastards pay off half the county. Saint. Then we'll burn the other half. A low noise runs the rim. Fear's older cousin. The thrill that comes before war. From the back. Lena's voice breaks the silence. Lena, you can't win. They don't sell girls. They break them. Her hand touches the fresh bandage. The room breathes in but doesn't breathe out. Saint. A vow. Not a line. Then we'll break the men who did it. Quiet. Decision. Like a coin landing heads forever. Engines fire one by one. Like a prayer said in thunder. Narrator. They rode out under a swollen moon. Steel and scars and the kind of courage that's really just grief with direction. Saint. Lead point. Black leather. A silver cross that tried to remember how to shine. A scar through the eyebrow like a second mouth that never smiled. In the support van, Red drove by Feel and Fate. Lena stared out the window as if the night was a mirror. Every few miles, her hand reached her ribs, searching for the letter like it might crawl back. The world narrowed to the road stripe's heartbeat. A white pulse. A metronome for rage. Wind grows. A coyote somewhere that won't be in the story again. Red, soft. You don't gotta watch. Lena, hard. I already did once. This time I watch it end. Lights bloom on the horizon. A ranch too rich to be honest. Bull counting. Big house. Corrals. Guards at the gate. 3 trucks. 4 men outside. Saint, quiet. Then it's even. Engines die. Boots hit dirt. The desert leans in. No speeches. No prayers. The angels move like a memory they promised never to forget. First shot, a warning to the quiet did not need. Second shot, a door learning how to be a wall. Third, justice remembering its hands. Saint hit the gate with a shotgun that speaks only in declarative sentences. Half-awake guards learn how fast morning comes when men plan it all day. Gunfire trades like debts. Muzzle flashes paint the corral rails in broken lightning. Narrator. Inside the main barn, Saint's boot chose violence and the door agreed. Cages lined the walls. Women with eyes like burned sugar. He broke the first lock with the blunt end of mercy. Saint, to the girl inside, you're free. She stares. The way you stare at rain in a desert you were promised. A voice from the dark, wearing a ranch coat and a pistol already pointed at the wrong future. Ranch foreman. You got no right here. Biker Saint, lowering the barrel like a verdict. You brand people. Foreman, shrug smile. Property needs a mark. Saint, then tonight, property fights back. The shot is not a sermon. It is scripture. Narrator, locks sing open. Chains forget their names. Outside, the night learns a new color called possible. Lena pushes into the barn against Red's shout. She sees it, the beam scarred where iron found flesh. Hooks where fire slept between crimes. Memory falls on her like hail. Her knees quit. From behind the stalls, another pass steps out. Lean, older, a smile like a razor in a handshake. Caleb. Caleb, sweet poison. Didn't think I'd see my best girl again. Guns raise. Hands lift. Grins don't. Caleb, you can't kill me, Saint. Not till you ask her what she really is. Narrator. Truth gets very loud right before it changes shape. Saint, to Lena. What's he saying? Lena, choking on glass. They made me do it. If I refused, they hurt the others. I held the iron. I branded them. Time stops, checks its watch, and refuses to move. The rescued flinch, pity and horror braided. Caleb, delighted. See? My little angel earned her wings. Saint sights center mass on the architect of 100 nights and squeezes. The echo leaves, but not before it shakes something loose in everyone who hears it. Saint, to Lena, over the corpse. You ain't what he made you. You hear me? She can't answer. Some answers need fire. By dawn, Rain Ranch is a rumor with smoke. Cage is gone. Mark's gone. Victory feels like a scar that hasn't learned your name yet. Halfway down a canyon road, Lena whispers to no one. I want it gone. Saint crouches by the van, the night listening in. Saint, you really want that? Lena, steady. I don't want their mark on me anymore. Narrator. There is mercy that cradles and mercy that cauterizes. He heats the wrench till air ripples and the stars hold their breath. She bites leather and refuses the count. The hiss could carve its name into mountains. When it's done, there's no R, no letter, just skin that belongs to its owner. Lena, barely a voice. It's mine again. Rain comes 2 days later. Desert rain, soft as a secret, rare as an apology. The angels ride through it like absolution can be weather. At Redwater Shelter, blankets meet shoulders, soup meets hands, and silence meets gratitude. A girl of maybe 17 finds Lena, takes her palm like it's a handle to the future. Girl, soft. You freed us, for the first time. Lena doesn't pull away from touch. Saint watches from the doorway. A cigarette burning like a minute you can't spend twice. Saint, you could stay. Start fresh, Lena. I don't need saving anymore. You did that when you didn't walk away. Beat. Something like a smile visits his eyes and promises to write. Door chime. Boots cross a bar floor that knows more stories than the Bible. Narrator. 3 weeks. Iron Butte puts its mask back on. Neon beer lights, bending motel signs. Small town gossip doing push-ups. A black pickup glides in. Windows dark, plates shy. The man wears a sheriff's jacket and a badge that doesn't like the code it's kissing. Corman, calm wrong. I'm looking for a girl with a scar. And the man who burned my business to the ground. Saint stands like a storm deciding which roof to love. Saint, reckon you're talking about me, Corman. Thin smile. Deputy Corman. Rain Ranch was federal property. You cost the Bureau a 3-year case. Saint, a laugh with no teeth. You call that place a case? Looked like hell with payroll. Corman, you interfered with an operation. Hand over the girl and I forget this. Bull, from the back booth. You could try. Narrator. Tension thickens until even the jukebox can't breathe. The deputy's voice drops a register where wolves live. Corman. She's evidence. You think she's innocent? You should see what's on file, Saint. You bring files. I'll bring truth. First punch lands like punctuation. Tables tip. Bottles choose flight. Corman can fight, but Saint fights for more than skin. He fights for the blue flame that sits in a survivor's eyes when you say the word home. The deputy sleeps on the floor for a minute that lasts a lifetime. They roll him to the county line with his gun empty and his badge folded inside the lie he told himself about justice. Red. Grim. Brother? We just put down a Fed Saint. No, we put down a threat. That night, Lena finds Saint scraping blood from leather like guilt from memory. Lena. They'll come for you now. Saint. No denial. Then they'll find me standing. Lena. Closer. Hands shaking. You keep saving people who can't save you back. Saint. Meeting her there. You did. She looks away. A tear escapes and pretends to be sweat. Lena. You don't know what that means. Saint. It means we're both still here. Morning arrives gray and already tired. Sirens sow a distant hem on the horizon. Word arrives. Corman's body is missing, taken before sunrise. Bull. This ain't over. Saint checks the slide on a sidearm that knows his thumbprint. Saint. Then we hit first. Lena. Hand on his arm. Revenge won't fix it. Saint stops. Tells the truth. No. But sometimes it stops the bleeding. She nods. Agreement or surrender, the desert will decide. He hands her a spare vest, black and blank. Saint, no colors. You ride as family, not soldier. It fits like a name she had before anyone tried to take it. Engines rise. A canyon yawns. Sodium lights sweep a fence too careful. Narrator. They find it, a compound buried under rust and denial. The kind of place press releases call detention when the truth would bite. Trucks lined like teeth. Towers blinking like a bad conscience. At the gate, Corman, alive, bandaged, smirking. Red, through teeth. Should have finished it. Saint, flat. Let him talk. Corman, arms open like rot. You think you burned down one hell? There's 50 more. Trafficking, testing, training, control. Branding's just a label. Lena steps forward, muzzle steady. You break souls. That's not control. That's rot. Corman, a sneer. Damaged goods, sweetheart. Saint steps between her and the man who loves the sound of himself. Saint. She's proof. You can't destroy what you don't understand. Saint's hand lifts. The angels move. Engines scream. Light dies in gunfire. Dust becomes smoke, becomes a hymn you only sing once and never out loud. Narrator. Z dumps a mag behind a rusted truck door that used to belong to a year no one misses. Red barks orders like Mercy needs choreography. Lena takes a spotlight clean, a single shot, a perfect blackout. The yard remembers night. Saint, over the chaos. You can't win, Corman. Corman, laughing wrong. Even if you kill me, others will come. Saint, then we ride till they stop. A last push, hard and surgical. Then silence, shells cool, smoke hangs. The canyon holds its breath and finally exhales. Lena, through the haze. It's done. Saint. No, it's just over. Morning gilds the ridge where sinners watch the fire teach a building how to forget itself. Red, soft. You ever think we'll stop finding devils like that? Saint, lights a cigarette, watches the smoke right. No, but maybe we can teach 'em to fear the light. Sirens come late and uninvited. The angels leave early and unregretful. Act 6, The Long. After 1:17:01 weeks lapse like the pages of a notebook you keep meaning to finish. Narrator. Iron Butte pretends again. But pretending is a thin blanket in a cold room. Lena keeps the garage, sweeping, stocking, sorting lives by socket size. Saint drifts, letters half written, grease in the lines of his hands like fate found a way to stain. Once, she reads a note he left on the desk. If I die tomorrow, tell her she was the reason I stopped fighting ghosts. He catches her in the act and only smiles. Tired and honest. Saint. Guess I still got things to say. She folds the page, tucks it into his jacket like a secret that wants to live somewhere warm. Lena, then keep saying them. Thunder rolls. The desert remembers its promise to the sky. The reunion ride paints sunset in chrome. Dozens of bikes stretch across a highway that once tried to leave them behind. The ride is not for vengeance now. It is for names that never made it home. Lena rides behind Saint again. Her vest is no longer blank. Across the back, stitched in white, mended. At a roadside diner, coffee cools slow. The jukebox finds a soft song it forgot it had. Saint, tapping the cup. You still hear the screams? Lena, yeah, but they don't own the nights anymore. Saint, you ever think of leaving? Lena, a small smile. Only when I remember what running cost me. They ride on under a sky full of holes where light falls through. Each headlight is a promise. The sign says Marrow County line ahead, and it feels like a punchline to a joke no one told. Saint raises a hand to the dark, to ghosts, to scars, to second chances. The night doesn't feel heavy tonight. It feels earned. Months later, federal reports call Marrow Canyon an unauthorized training site. No mention of brands. No mention of women. Paper prefers its lies tidy, but Iron Butte doesn't need paper. It has engines. It has faces. It has the kind of truth that doesn't care who listens. Saint stands outside the garage while morning slices through dust. Lena brings coffee that tastes like staying. Lena, you ever regret it? Saint, considering honest, sometimes. Then I remember what would have happened if we'd stayed quiet. Lena, quiet never saved anyone. She lifts her shirt just enough to show silver where fire once spoke its ugly alphabet. Saint, you still hate it? Lena, soft pride. No. It reminds me I made it out. The brothers roll back in, engines telling the block that the work continues. Somewhere, a woman who needed to disappear has just learned how. Saint slips on gloves the color of vows. Lena kisses his cheek. The world tilts 2 degrees toward better. Lena, then let's ride. Thunder of engines. The desert listens, smiles. Quick flashes, a key dropped into a shaking hand. A cage door left open on purpose. A map with knife-scratched roots. A sunrise the color of forgiveness. Some scars fade, others shine, so the lost can find their way. If this ride hit your heart, brother, tap that like, share this story with your friends, and subscribe to Biker's Hype. Every week we chase the truth across broken highways to bring one more soul home. Ride safe, ride free.